What's up, guys? Welcome back or to the channel. And yeah, I know I'm not proud of myself either. It was a good learning experience, let's put it that way, because now I found out that breaking through the ice is no good for Jeeps. I honestly thought it was going to be more bumper and tires breaking through the ice. I didn't expect it to kind of crawl under there and jam in between the radiator and the fan. Sorry, let me turn this way because there's a couple guys doing work over there. I think I've inspired something. I don't know if it's a good thing, but yeah. When I first moved in here, nobody did anything down here. Now there's like, yeah, there's guys doing all kinds of crap. I seen a guy put together half a car over there the other day. The thing was like, they did bumpers, doors, like, it was insane. Whatever, besides the fact, the Jeep, the TJ, I had a big piece of ice, probably like 4 to 5 inches thick, get jammed in between the radiator and the fan, and well, you know what happens. It bent the fan into the radiator went out, and we overheated the Jeep, and we made it out, but we may have caused some damage. Let me show you. So we definitely overheated her. She is completely empty inside. There's nothing in there. Yesterday there was nothing but smoke coming out of it. Yeah, so we're overheated right now, and yeah, so that's a good sign. So she's cooked. The engine, well, you can see the valve cover started leaking here. It probably started leaking over there as well because it was burning oil, it looked like, because there was blue smoke coming out over there. On this side, however, and why is this not connected? This should be holding my hoses in. Not that it makes a difference at this point, but just I guess shout out to the guy who put the engine in. You know, he's a very thorough guy. All right, but yeah, so we've got some leakage over here as well, and this is coming out from, it looks like, the head, because you can see where the head splits. And what I'm thinking is this is coolant, and that was oil. So we were burning a bit of oil here yesterday, and we were burning coolant, or leaking at least. I think it was probably going into the cylinder head as well, because it was running like it had water in the cylinders. I burned it all out because the system is dry now and it runs, so everything is as it should be. However, when I replace this radiator now, and I put another one in, and I fill it with coolant, is it gonna flood my engine? I guess what we're gonna have to do is first replace the radiator, put one in, fill it with coolant, and then when we start it, if it starts acting funny, I'm gonna shut her off right away. Then we know that we have to drain everything, get everything out, and we're gonna be doing a head gasket anyway, so we're gonna be opening it up so we can dry out the cylinders, so it's not like a life and death situation. We're not gonna grenade it this time, I promise. Excuse me. But I was getting the fan bent yesterday a few times. Right now it's free. You can see better from this angle over here that it's not touching anything at the moment. But the only thing I'm wondering is, because when I was doing a couple of climbs and when I was doing a couple of obstacles, and when I'm going on flat ground, it was fine. But as soon as I started getting a little off camber, it started making weird noises, but I also had to give more gas at that point. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna start her up real quick. She is dry, so we can't start it for very long, but I'm gonna start her up, and we're gonna leave the camera here so that I can rev it just a little bit and see if the engine mounts are moving and if that's tweaking the fan into the radiator. If that's not tweaking the fan into the radiator, then while it's still running quick, I'm gonna give the thing a quick shake because I have my sway bars disconnected still. That's another thing we'll talk about in a minute. I have my sway bars still disconnected over here, so what I'll be able to do is give it a shake and see if that makes it touch. I've already done that now and it doesn't touch, but you never know. Let's just try it, so that when we put the new rad in, we don't have to put another one in, because this is gonna be rad number 4 or 5 this year. Yeah, like I don't even ask. I don't want to talk about it, but let's just do it and let's finish it, because I think that it shouldn't be too bad. And at this point this year, like, I don't want to keep doing fixes and repairs, but I've done so much this year that I'm not giving up. Like, I'm not gonna take defeat. I'm fixing this thing and we're getting it back on the trails before the new year. And I don't know when this video is coming out, but right now it's still like the end of November, so we're gonna get this thing done. Now let's go, let's start her up real quick. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the camera somewhere over here or somewhere over there and get a good shot to see if it's actually moving and tweaking, and then we'll be good. But the radiator is gonna be like 200 bucks. The gaskets won't be too expensive. If we do the work ourselves, it won't be too expensive, and I'm kind of leaning towards that. And this, yeah, we after breaking through the ice, we demolished both of these, so I'm gonna have to replace these bulbs and see if the connectors are still good or if I need new connectors. These, I can get the whole housing, including the back section here and the lens, for 26 bucks for both, so that's not bad. So we're gonna order those. In the back, we crunched this the last time we were out. That was sharp. Okay, we crunched this the last time we were out, and you can see she's split there, and she's also split in the back. So what I'm gonna do is 2 new lenses is also like another $23 or so. I'm gonna get 2 new lenses for the rear, and we're gonna silicone the body just so that we're not getting moisture inside. And that should at least cover that, because we will be cutting these entire corners out and replacing them. So I don't know if we're gonna be going back to the stock lights or if we're gonna be getting something else. So I don't wanna get myself anything else that's too expensive or an upgrade right now, because once I replace the metal, then we're gonna see what lights we're gonna use, what we're gonna put in there. So that's fine. I just finished pumping the tires up because we did get towed back and it was still at like 8 PSI. But don't worry, I wasn't running the engine. I used the Milwaukee pump, so I'm not trying to kill the Jeep. But let's start her up real quick right now. And I know that it's dry, so I'm gonna take it easy, but let's see. And I know a lot of people are gonna also comment, oh, you probably warped the head, the block is gone, everything is destroyed. Look, we don't know anything yet until we actually get everything running. We put it back together and we see. For all I know, it got hot enough that it separated the gasket and it leaked for the time being. And now that it's cool, everything is good, because when metal expands, it does funny things. So who knows, maybe we got lucky and we won't even need a head gasket. What we're gonna do before we start her up after is we're gonna clean off that whole, at least the connector, like where the head and the block meet. I don't know if I'm gonna clean off everything because it's kind of pointless at this point. Like, as soon as I go off-road, you can see every time we go out, it's gonna get destroyed. So just to be able to find where the leak is, I'm gonna clean off where it would be leaking. And here, same kind of thing. We'll see if it's leaking anymore and we'll watch that. This is leaking again still. You can see the fresh oil right here on the actual connector on the pipe right there. So there's a fresh bit of oil right there that is literally coming from right above that line right there. It's coming down the power steering line. So we're gonna have to figure out what the heck is going on over there, because I know it's coming from the top and it looks like there's no clamp on the bottom almost, unless that's crimped on. It's so dirty I can't tell. I think it's a crimped on connection. To be honest, I couldn't even tell you at this point because it's so dirty. But okay, let's go. Oh, and we need to test the winch because this got bent to crap. It's not like there's anything vital in there other than a plate and some wires connecting connectors. So it's not like anything in there is gonna get messed up unless you really tear it off. So we're gonna tighten down that screw and I think this should be okay, but we'll test that in a minute too. Okay, well there we have it. That answered a couple things for me. One, 100% head gasket because it's burning coolant. Because this coming out my tailpipe, and yes, the tailpipe is right there. This is coolant. Like, I just smelt it, and like that seems like coolant. It's definitely wet coming out of there, which is not good. So that means we definitely need to do the head gasket, and we definitely are running rough, but we don't have any check engine lights, so that's kind of odd. So at least we know that it's not misfiring, so everything is going as it should. It's just running rough because it's not getting the proper fuel mixture. It's getting coolant, which it doesn't like. So yeah. Oh, and we do need an oil pan as well, if you guys will see over here. Oh, and rear main seal is leaking. Oil pan is looking extra crunchy on this side. She's starting to sweat real bad. I definitely also smashed it the other day. You can see some fresh marks there. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, I have oil pan ordered. Ooh, that's new. I haven't seen that before. Jeez, these are thick. When did I do that? Jeez, we really bent that one back, eh? Damn. Okay. Yeah, so oil pan, head gasket, possibly, yeah, possibly a bunch of stuff. I was gonna take it in for the oil pan to the actual shop, just because I didn't want to deal with the oil pan, and I was gonna just take it somewhere and let it get done at the shop. Actually, I was gonna get it done at TFT Off-Road, because those guys are great, they do great work, and they're honest guys. So I was gonna go there. However, I might be getting a little more done there. I can throw the rad in myself, that's easy work. I can do the valve cover gasket myself too, but I think I'm gonna leave the head gasket to these guys, just because, yeah. And at that point, they're gonna need to take the valve cover off to get the head off, I think. Unless, yeah, no, I believe they will. I'm not an expert here. I've never taken a 4-liter apart, so I couldn't tell you, but I'm gonna look it up. So I might be sending it in to get all this done, which is gonna cost an arm and a leg, but I'm gonna look it up and see what I can do myself. And yeah, so I guess I'm gonna take a look at parts, regroup, and I'll come back and let you guys know what the plan is. And we can't forget, actually, before we go, oh shit. Okay. Well, there we are. Okay. That's nasty. Alright, we gotta definitely get some oil for the front. Okay, so far so good. What do we got here? Still clear. And this is royal purple, so it should be a little dark, but no, it looks all right. I think I'm happy with that. I think the rear end's good, and it doesn't smell bad. It just smells like gear oil, but I think we survived. And this may sound stupid, but something told me to start it up one more time, and I did. And it's actually running pretty good. And I shut it off, I went and checked, and there is actually coolant still in the bottom of the radiator, like when you squeeze it, meaning the water jackets most likely still have something in it. So there's a good chance that if the head was gone, it would still be burning it. But I never saw white smoke. I only saw like what looked like coolant coming out of the tailpipe, but it could have been just water because it dried up, and coolant doesn't dry up that quick. So that's telling me that I think it's just regular water vapor, which is normal. That's what engines actually usually have to, or a healthy engine creates, is water vapor in the exhaust. So let's start her up and you guys can see for yourself. Like, she doesn't sound like she has a cam anymore. And like, it doesn't sound bad. The temperature gauge is working because it's moving, and there's no smoke. So you know what? I'm not gonna keep running it because obviously I don't want to damage anything without coolant in there. But what I think we're gonna do, get a rad, install the rad, fill it with coolant, start her up, see if it's burning coolant. If it's not burning coolant, we're gonna send it. We're gonna do the oil pan, we're gonna do an alignment, we're gonna go and hit the trails. Because pretty much at this point, the name of the game is keep this thing running for as cheap as possible and for as long as possible. So yeah, or at least until we build Gladi. Once we build the old Gladiator, then Gladiator, I don't know why I said it so funny. Once we build the Gladiator, we'll be able to actually go hit the trails with this thing and tackle a lot more challenging trails than we can with this, and a lot more interesting trails. But the thing is, I need a lift. She's at stock height right now. She fits the 37s great. I've taken it off-road a couple times. They don't rub, but I do need more clearance underneath because this thing is a trail limo. I'm not gonna deny it, it's huge. The thing is long as crap. So we're gonna need to get something to help with that, which I will be doing very soon. But first, let's get this thing back on the trails so we can keep beating it up while we build this. Well, it's been a few days. I don't have any parts yet, but if you guys have been following the channel, then you'll know that this isn't my original parking spot. My original parking spot was up a level and just, it wasn't here. This is not it. So they were doing renovations. They finished doing renovations there and we're getting our spots back. And actually we're getting them back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning I have to move both of these guys back. However, I need to drain this of coolant, of what's left in it. There's still in the water jackets, there's coolant. I need to drain the diff. I need to undercoat this, which I was just touching up a couple things, which you can see. Yeah, I got a little paint on myself. It didn't get in my eye, so we're okay. We survived. But I'm gonna have to fluid film this thing. So I do have a fluid film with me. I have this stuff, which is like a Worth film, fluid film, same stuff. It's like a, basically like a wool wax. It stays wet, it doesn't dry, but it keeps the salt away. And our roads get super salty, so yeah. And my eyes are watering from painting, so sorry if I look like I'm about to cry, but oh, my eyes are not happy after that. So now we're gonna drain the coolant in this thing, pack up all the bits and pieces and crap that's laying around, because there's a few things that are just like scattered. I think I've got like a fan and a couple things over there, so we got to get that taken care of. And yeah, so I guess we're gonna have to clean this all up so we don't make too much of a mess there. I also don't want to leave too much of a mess here because yeah, then it looks bad, and we haven't gotten in trouble yet. Nobody said anything yet, so let's keep it like that. So I'm gonna drain everything, I'm gonna coat this guy, and yeah, maybe the next time I see you guys, these Jeeps will be upstairs, but we'll see how this goes. Oh man, I can smell it already. And yeah, if you guys are sick and tired of seeing me doing it, imagine how sick and tired I am of doing it. Like I am, I'm pretty much over this, but if we can get away from the repairs, then maybe we can get some replacement parts that work better. That would be nice. All right, you ready? Woohoo! Yeah. Tasty. Oh yeah, there's a bit in there. Damn. And geez, I think we can all agree this cover has seen better days. Wow. Definitely clearanced. And there's a nice nice little hit right there too. Jeez, I guess we gotta be more careful. But gotta clean the rest of that out. I'll fill it with the new oil right there. And I think we're pretty much good to get her and put her upstairs and then throw a new rad in, which should be here in a couple days. It's looking better in there already. So now we just need to do the last finishing touches, get that last little bit out of the end there and on the side here, and I think we'll be ready to fill her with new fluid. Like, look at that clearance. Like, that's smooth. That's yeah, that's something, all right. There's no lip there. And always my favorite part. This stuff pours like freaking honey, so you're always here forever. But at least it's done. We're all done, and the Jeep made it up here. I got a couple of boxes in the back just so that when I do the rad, I don't mess up the nice new floors. Because you can see now, and now, damn, I'm tired. Now we got a pretty good looking garage. So not too bad at all. It's a lot brighter in here than it was before. Jeep looks good in here. And I laid down that little bit of cardboard just in case there's anything dripping, because you can see there's already something dripping. Always. Well, not always, but for now, until we fix it. And we will fix it. We'll fix it soon. And I did manage to coat the Gladiator. You can see the frame. She is coated all throughout on this side, underneath. I got the floors. I got pretty much everything. There's a bit of dirt that I missed, so you can see a little bit of dirt there. But for the most part, it came out pretty good, I'd say. So I'm pretty happy with it. And it's protected for the winter and any salt and any kind of crap that's gonna come and try and eat at the Jeep. So now the Jeeps are back home in their original parking spot, and a few more days and we'll have the rad. But I did get myself the light bulbs already today when I got the oh man, I can already feel this. Yeah, nice. I gotta fix that too. You know, you don't get their certification for nothing. But I also got myself not my crunchy ass license plate, but I got myself some RTV so that we could do that back light. And I got myself some lights, or some light bulbs for the front. And I ordered the lights for the front and for the rear, so that once we do actually put everything back together, it's gonna look good. And yeah, so everything should be arriving in a few days. For now, I think we're gonna have to just come in here, clean her up a bit, because haven't gotten around to that yet. But slowly, it's coming back together.